Ever wonder why money seems to have a mind of its own? Why does it seem to flock to some people while running away from others? Well, let's dive into the fascinating realm of the psychology of money. It's not about the numbers on your bank statement or the coins jingling in your pocket. It's about your mindset, your behaviors, and how these significantly influence your financial situation. Imagine money as a cat, a finicky creature that's known for being selective about its affections. Now, we all know that cats don't just curl up on anyone's lap. They choose their favorite people, those who pet them just right, feed them their favorite meals, and make them feel loved and valued. Similarly, money tends to gravitate towards those who value it, respect it, and know how to handle it properly. When you think about money, what emotions come to mind? Is it fear, stress, or anxiety? Or is it a sense of security and freedom? Your emotional response to money, whether you realize it or not, influences your financial decisions and habits. If you're constantly worried about money, you might be more likely to make impulsive purchases to alleviate that stress, which only leads to more financial strain in the long run. On the other hand, if you associate money with security and freedom, you're more likely to make wise financial decisions that build wealth over time. You'll save more, invest wisely, and avoid unnecessary debt. So what does this all mean? It means that your relationship with money, just like your relationship with a cat, requires understanding, respect, and a bit of patience. Just as you wouldn't expect a cat to jump into your arms the first time you meet, you shouldn't expect to become a millionaire overnight. It takes time to build wealth and financial stability, and it starts with cultivating a healthy mindset towards money. And remember, money, like a cat, has a keen sense of where it's valued. So, ask yourself this. If money were a cat, would it be purring on your lap or scratching at your door to get out? Ever heard the saying, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Let's dissect that a bit. Imagine wealth as a snowball rolling down a hill. The rich are those who've managed to get their snowball rolling early, gaining momentum and size as it descends. This snowball represents assets and investments, which, like an actual snowball, can grow exponentially over time. Here's how it works. The rich invest their money, whether it's in stocks, real estate, or businesses. These investments generate returns, which are then reinvested, creating a cycle of growth. This is what we call compounding, the process by which the snowball gets bigger and rolls faster. It's like a snowball fight where each snowball you throw gets larger and travels further. In contrast, those less fortunate often don't have the initial capital to start their snowball, or, if they do, it's used for immediate needs like food, shelter, or healthcare. This leaves little to nothing for investments, which means no snowball rolling down the hill. No snowball, no growth. Moreover, the rich also have the advantage of financial literacy. They understand the importance of investing, the power of compounding, and the art of risk management. This knowledge helps them make informed decisions about where to place their money, ensuring their snowball keeps rolling and growing. But it's not just about having money to invest. The rich also have access to better financial opportunities. They can afford expert advice, get invited to participate in lucrative deals, and are often given preferential treatment by financial institutions. This further fuels the growth of their snowball. Finally, the rich benefit from tax laws that are often skewed in their favor. They can afford savvy accountants who know how to navigate the complex world of tax codes, ensuring they keep more of their money, which can then be reinvested. So if wealth were a snowball, the rich are building a snowman, while the poor are left with a puddle. It's a complex, multifaceted issue, but understanding it is the first step towards bridging the wealth gap. On the flip side, why do the poor seem to have a tougher time climbing the financial ladder? It's a question that has vexed economists and sociologists alike for decades. And while there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer, a few common threads run through the tapestry of poverty. One of the first struggles that the less affluent face is a phenomenon known as the poverty trap. This is when an individual's income is just enough to cover their basic living expenses, but not enough to invest in opportunities for upward mobility. It's like being on a financial treadmill. You're working hard, you're sweating, your heart is pounding, but you're not actually moving forward. You're just managing to stay in place. Another trap is the cycle of debt. It's easy to fall into a pattern of borrowing money to cover immediate needs, only to find yourself deeper in debt and further away from financial freedom. This is another treadmill scenario. It's as if you're running uphill, the incline keeps increasing and the speed is ramping up. You're putting in more and more effort, but instead of moving forward, you're just trying not to fall. Then there's the issue of financial literacy. Many people, particularly those from disadvantaged backgrounds, don't have access to the education they need to make informed financial decisions. This can lead to a cycle of poor financial choices, from high-interest loans to risky investments. It's like trying to run on a treadmill with your shoelaces tied together. You might manage to keep your balance for a while, but eventually, you're bound to stumble. In conclusion, the difficulties faced by the poor in their quest for financial stability are multifaceted and complex. They're not just dealing with a lack of funds, they're up against systemic issues, societal pressures, and often, a lack of knowledge. But remember, understanding these challenges is the first step towards finding solutions. If financial progress were a treadmill, the poor often feel like they're running a marathon without moving an inch. But with the right support and resources, we can help change the direction of their run. So, what's the secret sauce? How do we get the money cat to curl up on our lap? Well, it's not as cryptic as you might think. Let's delve into the psychology behind wealth accumulation. Wealth accumulation, much like baking a cake, requires specific ingredients in the right proportions. The first ingredient is financial literacy. Just like you need to know the difference between baking powder and baking soda, you need to understand the fundamentals of finance. It's about knowing how money works, how to manage it, how to invest it, and how to make it work for you. You see, the rich don't work for money. They make their money work for them. Now, onto the second ingredient, wise investment. This is akin to choosing high-quality ingredients for your cake. You wouldn't use stale eggs or expired milk, would you? Similarly, you need to choose your investments wisely. Not every shiny opportunity is gold, and not all risks are worth taking. You need to study the market, understand the trends, and pick the investments that align with your financial goals and risk tolerance. Remember, the goal here is not to make quick money, but to build long-term wealth. Lastly, we can't forget about the secret ingredient, a positive money mindset. This is the essence that brings the cake to life, just like vanilla extract or a dash of salt. It's about believing in the abundance of wealth and understanding that there's enough for everyone. A positive money mindset pushes you to seek opportunities, take calculated risks, and stay resilient during financial downturns. It's the belief that you can and will achieve financial success. So you see, accumulating wealth is not just about having a lot of money. It's about understanding money, making smart decisions, and maintaining a positive outlook towards wealth. If wealth accumulation were a cake, then financial literacy, wise investment, and a positive mindset are the flour, eggs, and sugar. Without one, your cake might just fall flat. So, what have we learned today about the psychology of money? Well, we've ventured deep into the world of finances, uncovering the truth about why the rich get richer while the poor, unfortunately, get poorer. Let's take a moment to recap. We began by dissecting the psychology of money, realizing that it's not just about numbers and decimal points. It's about mindset. We compared it to a cat, unpredictable and elusive, yet with the right approach, you can understand its behavior. We then shifted our focus to the rich, the people who seem to have mastered the art of increasing their wealth. They don't just have a fat cat, they've got a whole clouder. They understand that money is a tool, not the end goal. By investing wisely and consistently, their wealth grows like a snowball rolling down a hill, slowly at first, but gaining momentum over time. Next, we delved into the unfortunate reality of the poor getting poorer. This is akin to running on a financial treadmill. Despite their efforts, they often remain in the same spot due to lack of financial literacy and the pitfalls of poor money management. It's like trying to bake a cake without knowing the recipe. The results are bound to be less than satisfactory. Our journey then took us to the psychology behind wealth accumulation. It's not about having a bigger slice of the cake, but about increasing the size of the entire cake. This is achieved through smart investments, financial discipline, and a growth mindset. Humor aside, the analogies used throughout this video are intended to simplify complex financial concepts and highlight the importance of the right mindset, financial literacy, and smart investments in wealth accumulation. Next time you think about money, remember the cat, the snowball, the treadmill, and the cake. And remember, the rich don't just have more money, they have more cats.